Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Orion Therapy Clinic. ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ, ਸਭ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੇ ਚੈਨਲ ਤੇ Orion Therapy Clinic. ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ healing ਦੀ. What we want to talk about today is healing. A lot of questions that I was asked by a lot of people is how do we heal ourselves and how do we find that confidence back in ourselves that we have lost from the trauma that we have faced. And today I want to talk to you about healing and how to reach that PTG stage from PTSD. आज आप सब बात करेंगे हीलिंग की और PTSD which is post traumatic stress disorder, how to reach PTG which is post traumatic growth, which a lot of people haven't heard about. Now, what is healing and what is self healing? Now, the number one thing that you can really do, the best thing you can do for yourselves is stop comparing yourself to anyone else and just compare yourself to you yesterday. जो अपने तुसी बेस्ट चीज कर सकते हो वो अपने आप ਨੂੰ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੰਪੇਅਰ ਨਾ ਕਰੋ. Just compare yourself ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੱਲ ਸੇ ਜਾਂ ਜੋ ਤੋਂ better ਹੋ, then you're growing. Heal ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ if anyone says anything to you and you feel like you're a very confident person, anyone says anything to you and they trigger a response from you. Let's say someone calls you, you're not very smart, and you start to think that about yourself. That means it wasn't them that made you feel that way. Those are feelings that you've already had about yourself. It took one person to trigger that from you. And that's the healing we want to talk about today. ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਹੀਲਿੰਗ ਦੀ. ਤੇ ਹੀਲਿੰਗ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਆ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਮਾਰਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚੰਗੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦੇ, ਔਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ ਫੀਲ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ. ਮਤਲਬ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਫੀਲ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ, ਹੁਣ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਕਹੀ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਰਿਸਪੌਂਸ ਟ੍ਰਿਗਰ ਹੋਇਆ. And that's how we want to heal ourselves. We want to get over that trigger. Now, what is the opposite of a trigger? An anchor. ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਇੱਕ anchor ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਏ. ਜੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਗੁੱਸਾ ਚੜਦਾ ਹੈ, if we get very angry and that is something we want to change in ourselves, we want to heal from that. Every time you feel angry, have an anchor. It could be, set a timer for 3 minutes. That's your anchor. When you feel your anger coming on, set a timer for 3 minutes and then respond to the situation 3 minutes later. That's your anchor to calm you down. Do this in every situation and you'll learn to have an anchor for everything that triggers you. Now, PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder, is something that comes back to you. Your memories haunt you. You act a certain way because of the trauma that you have faced. You take action, courses of action based on the trauma that you have faced. Now, PTG is you motivate yourself to do better from the trauma that you have faced, to prove to yourself that you are not that person anymore, to prove to someone else that caused you that trauma that you're not that person anymore. You heal from it. You use that as a motivational factor. You use that to prepare yourself towards growth. But the trick is, this is not a stage where we want to stay. If you regularly are motivating yourself through the trauma that was caused you earlier, your source of motivation is regularly a person that caused you trauma earlier. You're always doing something to prove someone wrong, and you stay there. You will always stay at that PTSD stage. PTG starts from there. Your source of motivation is someone that caused you trauma. You want to prove them wrong, but you eventually heal from it. You overcome that and you become the person you never thought you could be. In fact, prior to the trauma, you never thought you could be this person, and you are proud of the person that you are today. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਬਣ ਗਏ ਹੋ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ trauma ਦੀ ਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਤੋਂ, what you are today is PTG. You propelled yourself. You use that as a motivator to grow yourself. PTG, PTSD to PTG, it's the 1% that can do it. The 1% that have the will to work on themselves. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਨ 1% ਚ ਇੱਕ ਹੋ and you want to grow from your trauma, you don't want to stay in that PTSD stage. You want to come to personal traumatic